The iPhone 8, the latest iPhone that looks like the oldest iPhone. The latest iPhone that also is the most breakable iPhone. The latest iPhone that will probably be the last iPhone to have a home button. Saruni here, and this is the iPhone 8 Plus Unlocked. When it comes to class, no other smartphone does it better than an iPhone. The Galaxies do try, but the Guardian remains this fruity smartphone. For a while now, I've been using the iPhone 8 Plus, and coming from a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, there are a few things that I struggle with, the biggest of them all being the sheer size of the iPhone 8 Plus. A year ago, this design would have been welcomed with confetti and fireworks, but with smartphones costing less than $150 sporting larger displays with smaller bodies, thanks to reduced bezels, the design of the 8 Plus feels old and dated. Apple used glass on glass, which brings wireless charging, but also makes the phone most breakable iPhone to date. Aside from that, the glass back makes the iPhone feel heavier than it should be. This isn't to say that this doesn't look good. Those of you worried about fingerprint smudges on the back, keep worrying, because this phone is a fingerprint magnet, even more so on the Space Gray model. At least the gold variant tries to hide the filth. Aside from the dated design, everything else is pleasant. iOS 11 comes bundled out of the box. Despite its numerous bugs, it's still the latest Apple has to offer. The new A11 Bionic chip is every geek's dream, and it blows through benchmarks. The list of pleasant things extends to the iPhone 8 Plus's camera. Just like its predecessor, the phone comes with a dual camera setup of 12 megapixel lenses, with the second lens optimized for 2x optical zoom, for when you're trying to be creepy. The iPhone has always been known to have great camera, and that bar has been raised once again. The images produced by this phone are on another level. The dynamic range, the details, the saturation, the color reproduction, everything is just amazing. Even more amazing, the portrait images you can get from the iPhone 8 Plus, thanks to those two cameras on the back. This time around, it's not just the normal portraits you are used to. Apple has now included new portrait lighting options that mimic certain scenarios, such as studio light, contour light, and stage light, for more fun-looking portraits. Typical Apple. When it comes to video, well, there are few words that can describe the kind of sorcery that Apple does to its cameras. Optical image stabilization is only included on one lens, but it does the job really well. Like in this video, you can hardly tell that the phone was handheld and I was walking. Still on the video, the iPhone 8 Plus is capable of recording slow motion video up to 240 frames per second at a resolution of 1080p, or 60 frames per second at 4K resolution. The same story of excellence can be said about the selfie camera, which is a 7 megapixel shooter and takes amazing selfies, as you can see. It would not be fair if I didn't talk about battery life in this review. For me, battery life was great. The phone would last through a day of music, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, texting, and switching between mobile data and Wi-Fi. So yeah, battery life is great. Since last year, Apple added water resistance to the iPhone, and that feature is seen again on the iPhone 8 Plus, meaning the phone can take a dip without you worrying. But don't go trying this at home. Oh, and if you love music, either get Bluetooth headphones or just don't leave the 3.5mm dongle at home. So, should you buy the iPhone 8 Plus? I would go ahead and say why not, if you have the money to do so. But there is the issue of the iPhone 10. For those who love the iPhone for its simplicity, familiarity, and home button, go right ahead and pick up the iPhone 8 Plus. You will not regret it. But if you want something new, slightly more expensive, then just go for the iPhone 10. Subscribe and share. I'll see you next time. Kwaheri.